Hola, hola guys, and look what we have today. So these are edible rings, edible art rings, fondant rings, candy rings, and I had to do these for a really good friend's 50th anniversary. So I want to show you guys how I created these. I just think these are super fun and different, and you don't see a lot of these, readily available. So if you really need these or are in a pinch, I'm going to show you an easy, fast way and a more intricate way to make these. All right, let's get started. So I am going to start off with the easier one, which is this silver one with the white candy diamond on the top. And this is fondant, some candy pearls, white diamonds, and a little bit of silver and vodka and a couple cutters. So this one is actually fairly easy. You can get these at Michael's or any key craft store. They should be readily available. If not, you can buy them online. Just look for White Diamond Sprinkles by Wilton. And yeah, you should be able to find them online. So depending on the size you want, you can create rings up to as big as you want. The most important thing to make it look realistic is just the thickness of the fondant. This is about a double of 1/8. It's completely up to you, but do look at the rings you have and just see how thick they are in size to make it more realistic. But it's completely up to you. You don't have to make them big and realistic. You can make them simple. Again, whatever your project calls for. So what I have right here is the smallest one of my round cutters. This is about an inch, half an inch. I mean, again, completely up to you. The size really doesn't matter unless you have to have a particular size. So I cut out a piece of fondant. It's pretty thick, so as you can see, what you want to do is get a cutter that is super similar to the size so that you have a little bit of gap in between, like so, not a huge gap, because you're trying to go for the real effect. The bigger that you go on the ring, the more it's going to look not real. But again, this is for decor. It's completely up to you. And you may need a bigger ring. Let's see. So I'm using just a normal piping Wilton tip. And I literally just cut the inside of it and I eyeballed it. See, that's simple. Again, completely up to you when it comes to size. Remember that if you're using these for the following day and you're not waiting a week for these to dry, use a little bit of Tytex gum, which I got this at Hobby Lobby, but you can get it online as well. It's just Tylose. You just use a little bit of Tylose, mix it in your fondant, and it becomes hardened. Or just use straight gum paste. Completely up to you. Alright, so now for the littler rings, what you want to do is get your excess fondant, roll it out, and if you have a super small star cutter, this one's still a little too big for me. If you have a smaller size than this, I would use the star cutter, but this ring's a little smaller, not smarter. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and I'm going to create a little cross. Now, I do it like this because the ring is so small and I need a smaller little piece of fondant to hold the little diamond we're going to put on there. So you really don't need it that big, like a plus sign. So there's that. So literally this little guy right there. And then you just dab a little bit of water or piping gel and you're gonna get your little diamond like so. and detach it. The smaller the better. You attach it with a little bit of water and then we let that dry. So I put a little bit of vodka on there. I'm pushing in the diamond like so. Sticking. Perfect. And then we leave that there. Then when our ring is completely dry, but if you want to do this when your ring is not dry, it's completely okay too. Just know that this will fold and bend, and then you're going to have to put it back in place. So you're just gonna have to maneuver it. All right, so you want to attach this to the ring like that. I put a little bit of alcohol again. You can use piping gel. Let this sit for at least 24 hours unless you're working with gum paste. If you're working with gum paste, it will dry faster. Let this sit, but there is your full-on ring, and that's why we gotta let it sit and dry. But as long as you let it sit and dry, it will be fine. But there's your easy, perfect ring. And we just let it dry, and then we're gonna color it. So I've had this one drying for a while. It's pretty hard. As you see, it fell. It's pretty sturdy. I made a couple extra of these little crosses or plus signs, and I'm going to put this on the dried hard ring with a little bit of vodka. I went ahead and, again, you're gonna have to let this dry, but the great thing about the drying process is that you'll be able to hold it without it folding or falling off, and then we can start painting this. So the golds that I use, I get on Amazon. This full bottle is only like $21. They have copper, which turns into a deep rose gold. They have silver, and then they have this gold. So if you need them, they're on Amazon, and super great quality and great price. So here is the gold. Look at the brush. Now we can start painting it. It's just a little bit of vodka. You can use a lemon extract as well. Completely up to you. Everyone prefers something different. And I put about a capsule full of vodka into about a teaspoon of the gold. Look at that gold. See if you guys can see it. It's pretty gorgeous. And when the fondant is dry, the paint will go on there so much better. So waiting for it to dry is a must. So there you have your easy rings, just in case you need them. And let's get started on the bigger one. So for the bigger ring, it's the same process. It's just a bigger circle. So I'm going to use the bottom of a Wilton 2A. And we're going to take that out. And then we want to get a circle that is closest to it in size, and then measure it, eyeball it, and then cut it out. And then there you go. Don't worry if it's uneven, because it's gonna happen. The great thing about doing the bigger ones is that then you'll have this left over, and then you can start cutting it to size over and over and over. So if you need different sizes, you can just keep cutting your little round fondants. Ta-da! So you got 3 different sizes. But again, completely up to you what you need to do. Alright, so now we got our big ring. We're going to make our holders for the diamond. And I use a star for this, a star cutter. Doesn't have to be super thick, but thick enough. And I got my cutters on Wish. You can get your Wish cutters too. I'll have a link below and you can save like 10% off your first purchase. So this is a star. And what I did to get my diamonds is I went to Hobby Lobby and I got this awesome mold. And it's mainly for chocolate because candy mixture can make it melt or distort. But I actually used candy mixture on here and not a bad experience, but I didn't get the full diamond effect. So you can also go get bigger diamonds. I'm gonna test these out later, but I mean, you can do anything and try anything you want. So let's get back to this. I tried this and I microwaved some isomalt that I bought at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. So I microwaved 4 of these little candies. Let's put that there. I want to show you guys. I microwaved 4 of these in a silicone cup, and that's all I had to do. I did 30-second intervals of 1 minute, and then I poured them into here. I eyeballed them. The only part about this mold is that it'll be like this, so you won't really get a diamond shape or that hexagon shape. But again, this isn't for isomalt or candy. I would suggest using a silicone mold for that, but that's okay. I also did chocolate, and I did get the effect with chocolate. So completely up to you what you want to do. Isomalt is the way to go. You can also buy this online. So again, I'll have a list of everything I use in the description box below. So I got both of these. So completely up to you what you want to do. You can put the star on here or on the candy. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the candy. Added a little bit of vodka to the back, and I'm sticking the fondant on like so. And then we're going to get our big ring. Remember, we just cut it so it's not set. I cut this one a little earlier. Still a little fragile. So let's stick this together. All right, a little bit of vodka in the back. You are going to have to hold one part of the ring to attach it like that to make sure it doesn't break. And then you're going to want to make sure it stays on there like so. So I did a bunch of these and I let them dry on a paintbrush like that. Literally, that's how I let them dry. I did a full row of these and I let them dry like that. So that's how you make these. And obviously we have to color them to get this effect. So I just thought these were fun to make. They were different. Even though the diamond wasn't a diamond, they still came out okay. They came out, I showed the client, she loved it. My friend, actually not client, I showed my friend, she loved it. And that's how we make our super easy rings. Ta-da! If you guys have any questions at all, again, leave me a comment below. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and don't forget to learn, create, inspire, aspire every day. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.